I'm Julia. Welcome back to the Coosters. This week, let's talk about 6 areas of your inside and outside home that you can quickly declutter and have the life-changing effects of minimalism. The first area to simplify are your wall space. Take a good look now that the summer is here, the light is shining in. Are there areas of your walls that maybe need a scrub, that have tape on them, stickers on them, that have broken hardware, or in our case we had a baby gate that we're no longer using? These are just small things to wash up and take away, maybe do a little patch and paint, but they create then a smooth open wall space, and it really gives your house a finished look when you have clean, clear walls. The second really easy place that you can minimize right now is the front of your fridge and the top. These are just huge catchers for magnets, bills, papers that are coming into the house. We also sometimes store vitamins and cereal boxes and Tupperware and things that we need to give back to people on the top of the fridge. So I just find that this area really gathers a lot of gear and visual clutter, and I like to clear it off as often as I remember so that we can get back to just a smooth front fridge, and that gives the whole kitchen a very clean appearance. Sticking with the kitchen area for a moment, notice any doors that are open a lot or maybe not closing because there's too much stuff in them, or any doors that are broken. Fixing those doors, closing them is really important for keeping the whole cabinetry looking uniform and clean. And then also in the kitchen, an area that I find I'm at all the time is my kitchen sink, and it builds up with random things from the kids, lots of small little choking hazards we find through the day, and it's just like a drop place. So cleaning the windowsill often really makes for a clear kitchen feeling. And then a small thing that I do too is I take all of the large appliances, my kettle, coffee pot, toaster, off the counter and put it underneath, because I want to maximize the teeny weeny little 2-meter square kitchen that I have. The fourth area of your house this summer that you can take a look at and do a quick declutter is your backyard. We have a small backyard, but our kids use it well. And one of the things that I do at the beginning of the summer is I look for anything that is broken in the way of toys. Usually you'll find plastic toys that didn't make it through the winter in the sandbox and outside. So I get rid of all of those. I get rid of any decor that is not adding to the space. In addition to looking in your backyard for broken toys and things that are decor that are not adding to it, also look for storage items that are really bulky. We have a garden hose, and I thought I really needed one of those handy spinning garden hose organizers, but really it was just huge, and it was taking up valuable space under our overhang that we needed for our 8 bicycles. So I don't need to hang our garden hose on something elaborate like this. Just taking those extra storage organizers away actually minimized our space and was plenty for what we needed. In your backyard as well, I would suggest looking for natural places where you can easily hang things like skipping ropes or helmets, so that your kids have easy access to these things, but it doesn't require you installing hooks or more storage items that could potentially take up room in your yard. We found that the little lattice by our front door works great for hanging helmets on, and also by the back door there was a little door stopper that stuck out, and I just hung the skipping ropes on top of those things, and it made sense because the kids can still get at it, but they're out of the way. So we moved our table into the center of our yard. It was symmetrical with our house and our backyard, creating lots of space and is visually pleasing. And also we don't have to buy an umbrella and add more expense and more gear to our house because we have the natural shade from the tree in our backyard. So that made sense. The fifth way that you can easily declutter and minimize this summer is to promptly get rid of your hanging laundry that you dry in the summer months outside or on railings and things in the house. I find that in our house, 24 hours is my maximum for having stuff hanging, and by that time it needs to come down. It needs to be promptly ironed or put back in the drawers. If it waits longer than that, we risk just cluttering up our railings and outside really quickly, and so I try to keep on top of all the hanging wear in our house. The last area of the house that I spent some time on this week, it was probably the most time I spent in minimizing. It was our large homeschool organizer in the living room, and because we're not doing book work this summer too much, I took all of the homeschool materials out of the cabinet. I just kept the most used Bibles and devotionals that we need for the summer out there, and then the kids and I organized the DVDs and CDs that we keep in the cabinet. And I found a few years ago that taking out of the cases the DVDs and putting them in a slip organizer, which was really hard to find actually because nobody has those anymore, was a super good way to minimize the amount of CD cases in our home. And so now we just have a small case that has 100 DVDs, more than we need there. And we don't have cable TV or Netflix or anything like that, so my kids really rely on DVDs from the library and our home collection to entertain them during the summer months. The other thing that I did on the bookcase is I cleared the top of the bookcase. Things like posters and broken furniture tend to accumulate up there, so cleaning that off, really dusting, again, making some symmetry with the statue again, and just creating an open, airy bookcase does wonders for making our living room feel open. And very much for watching the Coosters this week. I really appreciate your viewing. I appreciate your thumbs up, and if you consider subscribing to this growing channel. I focus on Catholicism, minimalism, and homeschooling from a Canadian mom point of view. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.